Hello, welcome to my next podcast. On the show today, going to stay sort of along the old school line that I went on the last one. No scripts, nothing like that. I'm just going to be talking about my treatment that I had on Friday, and just generally chatting about me, what I've been up to, and yeah, just sort of giving you all a bit of an insight as to what I've been up to recently. Well, we will start with the most obvious. Finally, I've started on my treatment. I've started on Ocrevus. I was given my first half a bag. That was Friday. Got to the hospital before 8 in the morning. Had my sort of preliminary checks done, signed my consent and whatever else. Apparently I've been consented as primary progressive. Yep. Okay, I'll take that. You know, at least we've got an idea of what's what. So that's where we are with that. The consent was signed, all the preliminary checks done. And we went on, taken the antihistamine that was necessary and the steroids. The steroids and the antihistamine, yeah, I mean, it didn't take particularly long. The drip, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I mean, IVs and whatever in is something I've never really had much of. You know, when I went into hospital from work, just before Christmas, not last year, the year before, that was the first time I'd ever had one. So this one I actually had in the back of my left hand. Very, very strange. So every time I've ever had these previous, and again it's only been 1-2 times, it's always been in a sort of mid part of my arm. So having it in the back of my hand, it actually hurt a bit, the needle going in. I'm going to be honest, there was a little bit of pain. It wasn't comfortable, but actually once I got used to it, it made a lot of sense. As the infusion nurse said, it meant I'd be able to use that arm, because having the needle sort of in the middle part of your arm kind of restricts your movement a little bit. And yeah, I understand that. I've got to say, one of the things that the infusion nurse did was absolutely mind-blowing. It could just be me being very inexperienced with this sort of stuff. But it was a bit chilly out in the morning. And obviously it meant that the veins in my hand were a little bit hidden. So she got a medical glove, filled it with warm water, put it under my left hand. Got another medical glove, filled it with warm water, put it on top of my left hand. Asked me to just gently hold that there with my right hand. A couple of minutes. It actually brought the veins out to play, so to speak. It was brilliant. Honestly, something so simple. And it worked an absolute charm. To say it was incredibly impressive is an understatement. But yeah, so we sort of put the drip in. Went through the preliminaries, that got done, and I like the fact there was no sort of ceremony when it came to actually putting the Ocrevus onto the drip. Obviously they changed the line, and yeah, the Ocrevus went on, and I actually sort of had to ask. I said, is this the big boy going on now? And I said, yeah, this is what it is. Okay. Fair enough. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't expecting anything major, but you know, I don't know, maybe it's just me being a little bit unsure on all of this, but yeah, I was just maybe expecting them to say, right, okay, we're just doing this now, or whatever else. But actually it was brilliant the way they handled it. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I mean, once the Ocrevus was going, probably just after the first hour, I started getting a bit of a reaction. nothing major, nothing serious. Getting a bit sort of itchy around the back of my head. And the infusion nurse, she had a look. It was going a little bit red, but nothing serious at all, nothing to worry about. And it sort of just, the itching went away, and it sort of worked its way around the top of my head and my hairline, and a tiny little bit on my chest, just a tiny little bit. So they just didn't up the speed of the drip at all for about an hour and a half, just to give my body a chance to get used to what was going on. And again, it worked a charm. That went away after an hour and a half. Yeah, the reaction sort of subsided, as if my body was getting used to it, and it was actually quite surprising, because again, you know, I've said it once, I'll say it again, this is all so new, that I didn't know what to expect, and to sort of have that reaction and have it so calmly dealt with. And again, I mean, it's such a minimal reaction. It was nothing major. It was genuinely nothing major. But everything was so calm. There was no panicking, nothing like that. Nothing was being made to seem scary. And when it got to the point that the Octopus was finished, I mean, while it was going on, I did actually blog from my chair. That's on my website at mikesmsjourney.com. So yeah, I did blog from my chair, just to sort of update everyone as to how it was going and whatever else. But yeah, once Octopus was done, they put the flush through, which took another hour. And again, I mean, that's sort of, the time flew. The time genuinely flew. I mean, I'd love to sort of go through and talk in depth about how it all was, but genuinely, it just, you know, we started all this just after 8 in the morning, and I was done by 1:20 in the afternoon. It felt like I was only in there a couple of hours. It really did. And what I've got to say is, I was scared. A couple of days previous, I was absolutely terrified of what was going on. I really was scared. And even going in there, I did everything I could to try and sort of hold that back so nobody really knew. And I know previously I have mentioned my dislike for the way the NHS has handled my case. Well, what I've got to say on this one, to the infusion nurse and my MS nurse, you were fantastic. On Friday, you genuinely made me feel calm. From the minute I walked into that room, it was just treated in such a calm and at times quite fun, which sounds a bit silly. Trust me, I understand that. But, you know, there was banter, which helped massively, because it kept me calm, and that's what was needed. So, yeah, on that, MS nurse, infusion nurse, you were brilliant. Genuinely brilliant. It helped a lot. And while I was in there, I met a couple of other chaps that were having a different treatment. Both of them superb, absolutely superb. Had really good conversations, incredibly nice people. Again, made me feel calm. And in fact, you know, there was nothing off limits. We were sort of talking about our MS and whatever else, but it felt like actually you could just talk openly and there was no judgment. It was a case of actually it's somebody that understands what you're going through, somebody that understands that this isn't all the same for everyone. Everyone is different. We all handle things differently. We all feel things differently. We all have different symptoms. And it was just so helpful to talk to other people that are going through it, genuinely. And if you are listening, you will know who you are. Thank you. Absolutely superb. Because again, it was so calming. And I think, honestly, that's what was needed, was for it to just be chilled. Because, again, in the days leading up, I mean, I was terrified. I really was scared. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. So to have that kind of the calming influence from everyone involved, and I do mean everyone involved, it helped a lot. But yeah, I mean, that's the treatment. That's how it went. I've got my next one early part of March, which, again, once that one's done, I've then got 6 months until I get the first full bag, which I've quietly got my fingers crossed that this is just going to start helping to keep me as I am. I'm not silly. This isn't no miracle treatment that's going to cure my MS. Nothing like that. This is purely and simply just to try and keep me as I am. And I'll take that. I'll take that all day, every day. If it means I ain't going to get any worse, I'll take it. But coming away from the treatment side of things, I've been doing my MS Society Challenge 28. Again, I've been doing that on my scooter because I can't walk it. Again, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I can't walk it. But actually, I've been really enjoying it. Taking the scooter down to the parks and whatever else. And just having a little look at the river and just seeing what's going on. And I've got to say it, people have been really polite. Coming past people and whatever else, saying good morning and just hello and that sort of stuff. I don't know whether it's because the weather's changing. I mean, it's glorious sunshine out there. It really is lovely. For this time in February, the weather is different level. But yeah, I mean, it's almost as if things have sort of turned round a little bit and people have become polite and friendly, and I'll take it. I'll take it with a smile on my face because actually it's quite nice. Today's Sunday, Lisa came with me. It was lovely. It was really, really nice just to go around the river, just the two of us, and yeah, and just relax. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Really did enjoy it, and I must admit I'm not quite so tired today. Yesterday, obviously the day after infusion, I was so tired. I mean, I'd just sit there and fall asleep in front of the telly. And yeah, I mean, there was quite a few times I did doze off. Can't help that. It had to happen. And yeah, I just accepted it because, yeah, if it's got to be done, it's got to be done. But yeah, I mean, so that's the MS Challenge 28 that I've been getting done. Thoroughly enjoying it. Chance of getting out and being in the sunshine, I'll take that. There is other bits currently I've got going on in the background which are a lot more serious, I'll be honest. Not necessarily health related, but I can't go into detail on those just yet. I will talk about them at some point when the time is right. It's more work based than anything else, so again, you'll have to bear with me. There is things going on, but I've got to sort of keep them close to my chest for the time being, but it will be spoken about at some point. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I'm doing. I mean, in terms of myself and how things are going, yeah, I mean, the standard sort of pains are there that I've been having non-stop. I must admit, I've had a few days earlier in the week where actually just moving at all was really difficult. Lots and lots of pains, just, yeah, I mean, it just wasn't good. And I was struggling. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. I was really struggling. But there's nothing new currently, which I can accept. So the pains in my legs are pretty much standard. I'm so used to that. It's unreal. Doesn't make it any easier because it really does hurt. My lower back has been pretty awful. I'm going to be honest, it's been very, very painful. Still get the sort of water droplet feelings on my head from time to time. Can't really understand what they are, why they are, or anything else. But again, I'm just trying to get used to them. Because a lot of this stuff, there's nothing that can be done. I've just got to kind of accept it and try and figure out a way to live beside it. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all we need to go through today. What I will say, there is a chance, I'm not going to guarantee it, but there is a chance in the near future I may start switching back to 2 podcasts a week. I hope that works for everyone. What I will say is on my website, I now have a link to my specialist Facebook page that I've set up. So please go over, click on that, come and join me. On my TikTok, I've been really trying to do some fun stuff as well as the MS related stuff. I mean, there was a face age thing I've done. It actually put me over 40 years old. Yes, I know I'm 40 this year. You don't need to remind me. But it doesn't matter. It actually added a couple of years extra on top of that. Maybe I need to start using some face creams and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, that's where we are. As I say, pop over to my website. The links are all over there. I've also got the link tree and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, the website, mikesmsjourney.com. You can reach everything from there. Come and join me. Let's get this moving around. Because again, I'm doing this, I want to help everyone else. By hearing what I'm going through, I'm hoping I can start showing other people that actually this is awful, this is terrible, but I'm doing all I can to personally try and fight it with a smile on my face. Well, you have a really good week, and I look forward to speaking to you all again soon. Bye bye.